in 3 8-inch straight-sided cake pans. This has been buttered, lined with parchment, and buttered again, and flour. So prepare your cake pans, get them out of the way. So first, sift your dry ingredients. 2.5 cups of cake flour. Notice that I am dipping and scooping and then leveling. You want a very fine crumb. And because the cake flour has less protein, which gives you a coarser crumb cake, you should use cake flour. So 2.5 cups, 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup and 1/4 of a cup. And again, remember, if you put your dry ingredients in big jars like this, it really makes baking much easier. So there's our flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of coarse salt. 1/2 teaspoon, 1/4 of a teaspoon. Whisk all your dry ingredients together, and you're ready to use these in your cake. Now, cream your butter. 1 stick of butter, which is 1/2 cup, and 1/2 cup of shortening. Get that mixed up, and sugar, 1 3/4 of a cup. And remember, this is enough batter to fill 3 layers, and it is a sweet cake. That's the half, and now the last quarter. 1 3/4 cups. And add 2 tablespoons of vanilla. Again, sounds like a lot, but we want a flavorful cake. And that looks good. 1 egg, just 1 egg. And now the wet ingredients to add alternately with your dry, 1/2 cup of buttermilk and 1/2 cup of whole milk and 1 cup of ice cold water. So add dry, wet, dry, wet. So here's our batter. Very, very nice. It's going to get even lighter and fluffier, but adding 3 egg whites that are beaten to soft peaks with 1/4 of a teaspoon of cream of tartar. These are beating, and here are our sprinkles. Decided for this particular cake, which is for a child, to use pink, green, white, yellow, and lavender. And here is just some of the many, many colors that sprinkles come in. So you sprinkle the sprinkles on top of your batter and fold them in gently with a spatula. You want sprinkles throughout the batter, and they sort of disperse very nicely. And because they're well coated and stable, they do not leach their color into the batter, and they stay pretty nice. Don't overbeat your egg whites. You want to keep them fluffy and airy, but not dry, because they won't fold in and they won't do their job. Add your egg whites, all of them, and fold them into your batter. Now remember too, when you're beating egg whites, to make sure that the bowl is impeccably clean, kind of like right out of the dishwasher is best, because any little bit of grease or butter in the bowl will prevent the egg whites from reaching their optimum volume as you're beating them. So make sure. Now see how I'm cutting down through the center and turning the bowl at the same time to get the egg whites all the way through your batter. I like making birthday cakes, and we always try in our family to make something that is delightful, fun, not too elaborate, and that everybody's going to enjoy. So now I want to divide this evenly, so I'm going to just spoon into each pan. 1. You could use a scale. Scale works very well to make sure you get the right amount of batter in each. So now into a 325-degree oven. Rotate the pans halfway, about 20 minutes, because you're going to keep these in for approximately 40 to 45 minutes until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. So this is what the cakes look like when they are cooled. Beautiful golden brown sides, perfect top, but still, because you want a nice, even cake, if there is any roundness on the top, use a serrated knife and just take off that little excess bump on the top of your cake. And I know somebody who's going to just love to snack on that We have 6 cups of a Swiss meringue buttercream. And I don't know how many of you have a turntable like this, but invest in one. It saves so much time and really makes cake decorating a pleasure. So the next layer, this cake is so nice because it does really hold up well. Make sure no crumbs. It's a cute cake. And the bottom layer is on a round of cardboard, so that will make it very easy to lift up onto a cake stand. Okay, so all the rest of this frosting is going to coat the cake. And we want a nice, smooth, even coating onto which we're going to impress our sprinkles. So it's very easy to